Hello, this is your host Lakota Ravoc, and welcome back to the altars. Now we are currently traveling. Pull it up. Look at that. You can actually see the wheel moving.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
But we're currently traveling to our next destination in the altars, and we need to do some social interaction here because we need to open the altars tab. So let's go back into this and click on altars at the top screen, and it says Jan technician here, he's angry, and this is just bound to happen. This is part of the story. So we need to talk to him and calm him down, basically.
Calm down! Well, that's my fetish now.
All right, so let's go over here and talk to him. And he's understandably upset about the whole situation. He doesn't like people being in control. So no matter what you do when you talk to him, he's going to get mad. All the interactions at this point are going to just get him upset.
There's no book club?
Now we have to craft a repair kit and figure out how to get along with him. So let's go ahead and build ourselves a repair kit. Go to the workshop here and click on repair kit. And let's go ahead and make one. All right, now we got to fix the communication room, which is right next door. And whenever something needs fixed, you'll see this little suitcase on the ground here. We just do our work and waste time. Now, the nice thing when we're traveling, there is no clock. We don't have to worry about a daily clock. So everything we do in here is well, technically off the clock. And now we can actually establish communications with that mysterious individual. His name is Lucas. And for some reason, regardless, we still don't have a live feed. Like, it's always static. Okay, so basically in this interaction, he's telling us that his boss is the one who told him how to do the altars, that the mine records are something that we consented to when we joined with this organization, and that the crew, for some reason, their oxygen leaked out, and that's why they died. And we were the only survivor, which pretty much sounds like a conspiracy. It sounds like they wanted to do this test. All right, so we just explained to him that our altar is really pissed at us, and he told us to check out the mined records and find out what would be a good way to share an experience with him. At our quantum computer here, we're going to go check that out. Now the center line is our main memory strain. This one that's branching upwards, that's the technicians. This is where we branched off. Now the main branching point here is that we left home and basically avoided any kind of interaction with our abusive father, where the technician, he actually confronted the abusive father and defended his mother. So that is the main key point, and this is what we want to kind of remember. So sharing our memories with Jan Technician, we're going to make our mother's famous pierogi. So to do that, we got to go in here and click on pierogi. Now this is a one-time thing, making this pierogi. This is specifically story related. So come on over here and eat the pierogi. And we get a nice little cutscene with us sharing a meal with him, and we'll basically bond this way. And we'll have to do this with each altar that we create. There's going to be a different type of bonding moment, which will improve our relationship with them. So you'll see here, we'll have a little conversation with him, and his mood will definitely improve. He's getting joy and less gloom, and little quips and jokes really go a long way with this guy. He also hates corporations. He hates, well, quote unquote, the man.
Like the man.
So we don't want to trust in the corporation. We want to handle this our own way. He really resonates with that. Well, now he's in a better mood. Go back to that altars tab. Take a look at his state of mind. So now he's smiling. You can see visually on the face on the right-hand side, you'll actually see that expression change based on their emotional status. So you got here frustration and rebellion, motivation and joy, burden and gloom, and then anxiety, and there's something else, and I can't remember what that is. But these show you their emotional state. Now, last thing you want is rebellion. That is a tough one. But if we can make these other three corners go down and keep the motivation and joy up, they'll be much happier and they'll be much more productive. And one other thing I want to do while I can, go to the machinery here, click on this little display in front of me. If I can. I don't think I can right now. Oh, well, that's not handy. Well, I'll have to do that when we stop. Basically, I need to auto put in the radiation filters because I've got a very, very high radiation level right now. Make that new phone call again. Now, we're getting a phone call from Lena. Lena is our ex-wife. And Lena's got a bad habit of putting her nose in places where it shouldn't be. After that little conversation, we now end up at our next destination. Unfortunately, the clock is ticking again. But after talking with Lena, she basically knew that we had found Rapidium, but she didn't know anything about the altars. So we're probably going to want to keep the altars out of it. Now, every so often, one of the altars is going to want to speak with us, and they'll actually tell us. So you see here, there's a little exclamation point above the speech bubble icon. Is he something you want to discuss with me? He's basically just telling us that he's read a manual, found out we were running at minimum requirements, and he's upgraded the station so we have more things that we can actually craft. Remember in the last episode, we found a bunch of items from our previous life back on Earth. One of those items we can actually give to him, a multi-tool. This improves their emotional status quite well, and it makes them really, really happy when they get these items. So checking back on the altars tab, because it looks like he's feeling okay. He's got a little bit more of a smirk. He looks like he's a little happier. And if you look, there's an event log here. Got a double arrow showing us that we did really good by giving him that multi-tool, but he has a double negative arrow. It says, I'm cranky after sleeping on the floor. We're not going to be able to fix that just yet, but we will soon. So we got a bunch of new stuff. We can create new mining outposts, pylons for transporting the resources over. We can create our own suit batteries now. The repair kits, which we did. More radiation filters. A Vertara drill, which destroys rocks. And a climbing hook, which is going to be very, very handy. Now in the kitchen, we also have cooked meals. We need vegetables for those, but we can't create those just yet. And it looks like we got plenty of mush on hand, so we don't have to worry too much about that right now.
Well, that's very good.
But the more altars we get, the faster that's going to go. We always want to keep the radiation filters up, and we always want to keep repair kits on hand. So let's make a couple of these. We're going to go ahead and make our climbing hook, and that's going to be costly. Make a mining outpost, and we're going to need to get some more resources for the pylon components, but we'll be getting those really soon. Now there's a new tab, assignments. We can actually assign each altar a job. So for the technician, base maintenance. Always assign him to base maintenance. If there's things that need to be done, he will automatically do them for us. And then when they're done, they'll let us know and they'll ask us to get assigned to something else. Let's get out of the airlock here and find ourselves some resources. So our new area is quite ugly. As you can see, there's some glow there, so that means there's lava. We're going to run over here real quick. And this basically shows us why we stopped. A huge lava river. We're not getting past this anytime soon. All right, so technician there, he's finished. So he's going to go to the workshop next. And considering we have things that need to be built, that's going to be handy for us. And you see there in the distance, there's some metals. And we're going to want to get to those pretty quick here. And right there, enriched metals. And the downfall about enriched metals, they are in an irradiated area. So we are going to take some radiation damage. We are not going to go for those quite yet because my radiation is way too high. So we're in the metal zone. As you can see, there's kind of a rust color at the bottom. So we need to scan the area, and we now have a scan wave. So this makes it so that we can actually scan the direction that we need to go. This uses energy when we do it, so we don't want to do it too frequently. And you see the lines down below, they're going over here behind us. Looks like we're closer. There we go, we found it. Let's go ahead and drop a miner right there. And then we need to get some pylons on the go. So let's bring this down. We've got a little bit of a shortcut over here, which is kind of nice. We're going to maximize those distances as much as possible. There we go, that's pretty good. Let's drop that there. Okay, we're all connected up. We now collect some metals, which is great. We'll spend the rest of the day collecting this metal because we're going to need a lot of it right now. It is almost done. Let's get back. And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and set up that radiation barrier. We're going to set this to auto load the filters. And we'll have to keep an eye on this. We don't want to get more than 2 down. And the base maintenance here on this other terminal, we want to turn on this. Show low failure risk workplaces. Basically, anyone else can work that spot. And you don't need the actual technician. Now we have some extra resources. We're going to make a couple more mining outposts real quick. One thing you always want to do, you look at your overview here on your base map. You actually see if the altars have a conversation with you. So it makes it a little bit easier. You can see all of them at one time. Or you can go straight to the altars page and it'll show you on their picture. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and make a new altar. We should be able to do that now. There we go. And you see our memory strain here. There are lots of different altars that we can make. Let's just go over them. We have a doctor. And then you also, from that, can make a shrink. On the technician side, we can create a miner. We can make a refiner, which refines our enriched metals. And after that, we can create a worker, and he can craft things a lot easier. Up on the technician side, we can make a guard, and he can actually discipline other altars. We can make a scientist right here on our own path, and he can research new technologies, which we're going to have to unlock because he's actually going to be very, very important. And then finally, we can have a botanist, and the botanist has a great efficiency when it comes to the greenhouse, and we're going to actually want him. So we're probably going to make the scientist. So his divergence was when we decided to work for a private company, he decided to work with the professor and learn more about science and technology. So for 20 rupidium, we're going to make an alteration, and we'll just skip through most of this. And we have a new memory strain. And with his memory strain, his pursuit of knowledge and excellence basically made his relationship with Lena moot. And they went their separate ways, but they were still friends. So after making your alteration in your memory strain, it takes about 8 in-game hours to actually create the altar. So we'll just let him cook overnight, and we're going to go ahead and go to sleep. That's why it's a good thing to do this at night before you go to sleep, because that time you spend resting speeds up the alteration process. Now, if you notice down below, we have a new altar ready. And right below that, because we made those filters auto-load, our radiation went down a little bit while we were asleep. So the more time we spend in here, the better. Let's go check that altar out real quick. Let's wake him up. Now, from what I can tell from the scientist, he likes direct communication, and he likes to basically be the smartest man in the room. He's very arrogant, and he likes praise. Now we got our second altar. We have a conversation with the technician. Again, this game is very conversation heavy. This is where we're going to find out we need to make a dormitory. So here in the command center, let's go ahead and build ourselves a dormitory. So a dormitory is going to take 40 metal. Well, we just wasted a lot of metal. So we're going to have to go get some more. We have a bunch of other things that are unlocked now. We have a greenhouse, research lab, social room, infirmary, and we're going to get a lot more as we unlock things in the research lab. We're actually going to assign our scientist over here at the metals outpost, and he's actually going to do the mining for us now. Let's go do some exploration. First things first, let's get these enriched metals. This is going to hurt a little bit. Unfortunately, this is a very dangerous place to mine because of the radiation. You only want to do it when you have very low radiation on you. Let's connect it up. Pylons share connections. There's no limit. So you don't have to worry about making too many straight connections. We find ourselves an organics deposit here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some organics. Let's drop a miner around here. We should have another one available. There it is. Hopefully we have enough pylons to get this back. Looks like we'll have to do a double connection here, unfortunately. We'll drop one there. And we'll drop one right here. That should be all of our pylons, I think. But now we can get some organics and fill that up. Let's see if we can build any modules. We need to make that dormitory. We've got enough to make a dormitory. Let's go ahead and put that in. This is a great spot right here for it because it's exact size. That dormitory can hold 4 altars. So we're going to be good to go. While we're at it, we've got enough we could make a research lab. That way we've got a space for our scientists to do some stuff. Remember, every time we add a module, we add a base mass. And it increases our journey cost for that. Let's do a little quick rearranging here. Kind of balance it out a little bit. Now, I want to make a social room. This is a very handy item to have. It allows us to play games and watch movies. And it's a great way to interact with the altars and improve their mental state. But we need minerals. We'll need to find those. Now, every so often, the altars will have a conversation with themselves where you have to kind of participate. Thankfully, they're both very, very happy. Usually these two argue. Talk to the technician here and let him know that we got the dormitory. He's going to be very happy about that. And where'd our researcher or scientist go? Our scientist has just disappeared for some weird reason. Well, let's go ahead and sleep. We'll talk to him in the morning. So we basically just had a conversation with the scientist where we asked him to help us run the place efficiently, and we gave him a hoodie, which made him very, very happy. And it looks like they're now having an argument.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
So the argument is about quality of food. The scientist says we don't need to have better food, where the technician says we do need to have better food. And I'm kind of in agreement with this, but you make a decision one way or the other, one of them's going to get upset and the other one's going to get happy. Now you can see their mental state on the picture. The scientist is extremely happy right now because we just gave him the hoodie. But the technician, he's kind of just okay. I want to make him a little happier, and making better food is not a big deal. So let's go ahead with that. We need to make ourselves a greenhouse now. And for greenhouse, we're going to need more rubidium. We've got two things to find. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and get some organics real quick. Okay, we're pretty much full up on all of our organics. So let's go ahead and queue up some production. And the nice thing is you can do this from anywhere. So we're going to make another mining outpost. Nope. We don't need that. We need some more pylons. And then when we can, we'll make another mining outpost because we do have one on hand at the moment. And then we're going to assign the technician to the workshop, while the scientist keeps getting metals for us right now. See here, we have some rocks in front of us. We're going to need to destroy those. To do that, we're going to need this verta drill. That means we need more metal. Now that we have a research lab and we have a researcher, we can now start unlocking different things in our tech tree. And one of the first things I'm going to do is research a recycler. It's basically a bathroom. And it gives us a small amount of organics every day. We can queue 2 items up at a time. So the other thing I want to do, get metals efficiency. Makes mining metals 15% faster. It's going to be very, very handy. We moved the technician to the metal outpost because he doesn't need to do any base maintenance at the moment. And we've got our scientist in the research lab where he does things a lot faster. So that's where it makes him happiest. And we had found ourselves some rubidium. So this is a direction towards some rubidium. If you see it in one area, it's going to be in there generally. We have to get that Vitara drill up and running. Now, if you look over there, there's a crashed pod. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We got a suitcase over here, and inside we have another movie. That's going to be handy. Some metals while we're here, and then we have this suitcase, which has a rubber duck and a class photo. Handy items that we're going to need for other altars. Just so you can see it, they do physically come out and actually work on it. It's kind of nice to see them doing that. Let's head back here real quick. We have a phone call waiting for us. It's like Lucas is calling. Hopefully he has some good news. Talking with Lucas, we found out that 1, they want us to bring as much rubidium back as possible, which is normal for a corporation. 2, that they want us to make more altars and try and make this easier on our lives. And that basically was suggesting that we make a scientist, which we already did. And 3, they have organized a rescue party. And they haven't sent them yet, but they're going to rescue us from this planet, basically. Well, now that we've got what we need for the greenhouse, we're going to go ahead and create that. And that is a big boy, just so you can see it. It is huge.
That's what she said.
8 tiles wide. We're going to put that right there. Actually move some things around again. This is normal for me to move things around quite a bit. There we go. So it's now at least even. We still want to make this social room, so we need to find the minerals as soon as possible. Since we got the greenhouse, let's go ahead and unlock a botanist. So here, Jan let go of Lena and we had a divorce. Where the botanist, he goes with Lena to a different country and basically devotes his time to her. So he's all about Lena. Anything that we do is all about Lena. We got him unlocked. He's now incubating. We'll see him in the morning. And the little rubber duck we found, we can actually give to the scientist.
Oh, rubber ducky, you're the one.
But we're not going to do that yet. We're going to wait till he's a little more upset. Make his life a little nicer. We need to make another mining outpost. And now that we have a greenhouse, we can make raw food and a raw food package. Now, these cost organics. The raw food package is definitely a better purchase, but it takes longer. For only 50 organics, you get 10 raw food, where normal raw food is a 1-for-1, 10 for 1. So that's 100 organics. I always do the raw food package. Let's go wake up that new altar and get him to work soon. Okay, this guy's all about Lena. Everything. So you have to be careful of what you say about Lena. Make sure you always check your assignments every day. So we're going to put the botanist in the greenhouse. We're going to put the technician in base maintenance for right now. And we're going to leave the scientist in the research lab. And we're going to go ahead and get some more metals ourselves. Spend about half the day doing that. And then go find ourselves some more stuff to mine out. We got enough for the Vitara drill. Let's make one of those. And we'll have to save up some for the pylon components. Let's go ahead and drop that Vitara drill. Place that right there and hold it and destroy those rocks. Now you need drill charges to destroy those things. So we're going to have to make some drill charges for any additional rocks we want to destroy. So, yeah. That's a pretty big cavern of lava right there. I think we're stuck here for a little bit. The thing is, we got enough time. And now we got those 10 raw food. We can queue up 10 cooked meals and be able to do this optional mission, square meal. We just got to give a quality meal for every altar at least twice during 5 days. Now, we have 3 days left. They'll eat quality meals today and tomorrow, and that'll fulfill it. But the weird thing is that it doesn't automatically finish once you fulfilled the mission. You have to wait till the time's up. It's a little bizarre. All right, let's check assignments. So we're going to put the botanist in the kitchen. Let him work on greenhouse and kitchen. The scientist is still in the research lab. And let's do base maintenance first with the technician. Then he can go back to the workshop and build us stuff. And let us go back out there. You can see as we're exploring, we have these different areas like rock blockade, and these arrows that traverse the area. So you can see the map is pretty big and you won't know what you're getting into until you actually explore it. We're going to need at least 3 extra charges. And I think I just had 2 queued up. And even though it's an adventure game, at least there's no stamina. I can run infinitely. It's kind of amazing. And so now we need that drill charge in order to get past this. We can climb this one. We think we made that. Yeah, we did. It takes 2 energy to use the rope hook. Get up here. I'll do that again. I've only got 2 energy left in my backpack, but I kind of made it around that rock blockage. Now, you see I've got an exclamation point on my backpack right there? It says to hold control to walk slowly. And you'll see why in just a second here. You see a little distortion in front of me? Those are anomalies. And they're very radioactive. So you got to kind of watch out. You don't want to touch them. Show you what happens because I have to get through here. Oh yeah, we take a lot of radiation damage. I just got an achievement for walking into an anomaly 10 times. And we want to get around these guys.
Serpentine, everyone! Serpentine! Serpentine!
All right, and we are now in a minerals area, if I remember right. There should be minerals around here somewhere. A little farther. There it is. We found it. So let's go ahead and drop a mining post out here. And I've got 3 pylons I can actually use. So let's hope we can get over there. Pretty sure there's a shortcut this way. Now, if you notice, we've got another little drop pod here. We've got a damaged chip. That's going to come in handy in a little bit. And we got another box right here. We got a skipping rope and a soccer ball. I do not think I'm going to have enough of these to make it out of here. Let me check something real quick. Because we do have these little guys here, travel pylons. Allows us to fast travel, comes with a suit charger, and it acts like a pylon. Now, we may not necessarily need it here, but it is another type of pylon, which is kind of handy. That didn't go there, so we're just going to keep running this over. Hopefully, I can reach. Yes, I can reach it. So right here, even though I need to bust out those rocks, this allows me to reach the next pylon. So we can actually start harvesting minerals. That's kind of handy. We're going to grab some of those because we do need minerals. So now we have enriched metals, We got normal metals, we got organics, and we have our minerals. And right over here, we will have rubidium. So that's going to be 5 different things we can mine. Now we do have a phone call. Now we're back here on the station, so let's take that from a man named Maxwell. All right, so that conversation with Maxwell is basically he is Lucas's boss, and he came up with this this memory splitting thing, and we violated cloning laws by making our own altars, and they want us to build a rubidium arc to bring back all the rubidium in a stable state because it's always fluctuating. And I just having a chat with the scientist, we found out there's anomalies where basically pocket dimensions that exist on this plane of reality, which is totally bizarre and cool. I love the sci-fi stuff. Now I just talked to the technician, found out that little chip we found is called a qubit chip, and we can use it to make another altar. We have a qubit level, and we can only have so many altars out at once. So I have all 3 slots filled. A qubit chip will allow me to make another altar. And since we got the components, let's make a couple more drill cartridges. And let's make that qubit chip real quickly. And we need to make some radiation filters because we have none right now. My stamina is really low, so let's go take a snooze. Don't think we have any more conversations today. So a good portion of this game, besides conversations, is just mining resources and managing your inventory. Okay, setting up assignments today. Let's see, base overview. Everything looks in good shape. So we're gonna put the technician into the workshop and have him build all that stuff for us. Botanist can go to the metals deposit, and we will go to minerals. Because you kind of have to balance your resources. Get the scientist working the minerals now. And we're going to go look for some stuff. Gotta watch out for those things. They are nasty little buggers. And we just found our rubidium deposit. This is going to be very, very helpful. There we go. We found it. Go ahead and drop a miner down there. And we've got plenty of pylons, so this should be good. Okay. Got that all hooked up. Now we have a rubidium source. Do a little exploration while we have some time here. Gotta keep an eye for these pocket dimensions. Touching these are bad news. Oh, we found another drop pod. What we got? We got another movie. We're gonna need to make a movie night soon. Every time that thing goes off, I think of Death Stranding. Oh, now they're following me. And we got a new little secret over here. We got another type of anomaly here. It's really cool because they got this weird visual effect on it. It's really neat. And we got another drop pod. So let's see what we got. We got a lava lamp out of that one. Nice. I was going to enjoy that. Day's dwindling down pretty quickly, so we got to get back. All right, first things first, I want to build a social room. Now, this is a big boy. It's going to take a little space, so we're going to have to rearrange some things first. So let's go ahead and put the workshop over here by the machinery again. Communication room near an airlock. This is what I mean by like we constantly have to move things around, make room for all these other items. So we're actually going to switch the kitchen with the social room. Put the kitchen over here underneath the greenhouse. We're going to add a recycler. Actually, what we'll do is we'll move the greenhouse here, social room, recycler. Put the kitchen up here underneath the cabin. Research lab, workshop. Airlock there, machinery behind it. We'll put the communications behind the command center. And we'll leave the womb there. And then you see these little icons where the womb is in the research lab? Those need to be maintained. They're on a low maintenance right now. So they don't need much, but they need something. I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to get exhausted, but I'm going to build these radiation filters because we need them. We've got 3 repair kits. Do up another radiation filter. And our qubit chip is done. So we upgrade our qubit. We're now at level 2. That gives us that extra slot for another altar. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to leave that 4th altar alone for a minute. We're going to go to bed. Now we got 5 miners down on different resources that we need. I think for today, we're going to call that. And we will start the next one up and build that rubidium arc and try and get ourselves across that lava river. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for future content. Thank you for coming down and watching. This is Lakota Ravoc signing off. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye. What was that? You're welcome, buddy.